From the Syracuse Music Collective, and I have on the line with me someone who needs no introduction, is Shaggy Too Dope of Insane Clown Posse. Hey Shags, how's it going today?
Yeah. Whoop whoop. What up, though, man? You alright?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about yourselves today?
Doing real good, man. Real good, man. Just last minute preparations to going on the road. You know what I'm saying? Got tonight off at home, then we leave tomorrow evening. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
just trying to get every little last minute thing back together. You know?
Yep.
Everything ready to go.
All right. Now let's get right into it here. I See the Devil. The video came out. I think it was about last week. Now, what was different about this video is you guys took a different approach to it. You used the old school 8mm film. I mean, was that the inspiration behind it? I mean, like that whole reimaging of it?
No, we just wanted to do something that really nobody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like so many people are doing so many different things, you know. And so we were like, I can't remember who's seen what somewhere that was filmed on like 8mm, but we were all people out. We were like, yo, that shit looks fresh. You know what I'm saying? We should try doing something like that, you know. And it was crazy shooting on that format, you know, because you can't see no playback, you can't, nothing. And really, the guy shooting it really can't even see what he's shooting. He's just kind of aiming and pulling a trigger on a little tiny camera thing, you know. So it was just like a lot of guesswork that, we were doing the right thing or whatever, you know. And like each roll only has like 3 minutes of film on it, so you can't really shoot that much stuff at one time, you know what I'm saying, without stopping and changing the little reel and all that craziness. Then even when it's done, it's like you can't just go to editing right away. You know what I'm saying? You got to send that film away to get processed. You know what I'm saying? Down so you can put it on your computer and edit and all that. So it's a pretty crazy process, man. But we're pretty pleased with the end result of the 8mm flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know exactly what you mean, because actually, when I was going to film school in the mid-'90s, that's what we shot on. It's not 8mm, but it was like something comparable to that. And it really has its challenges, because you don't know what you're going to get until you get it back. And then you have to sit there.
The one big bummer about the whole thing, though, was that we shot a lot of nighttime stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so...
But, none of it came out because, we didn't have the proper lights, and we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? even the guy that was shooting it, he's super director camera guy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
man.
he figured like just the lights we had would be good, but I guess when it got processed, it was just like straight dark black. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't see nothing. So we have tons of footage that we weren't able to use. Like a whole like fucking like 8 hours of night shooting that we couldn't use. So
yeah.
it's pretty crazy. But still, though, like I said, we're very pleased with how it came out. Even without the night footage and whatnot.
Absolutely. I mean,
it was a pretty gruesome shoot, man. But
it's a really cool video too.
We're happy with it.
Now,
thanks, man.
Now, like, as most, hardcore fans and family know, like, Riddlebox came out about just over 20 years ago, and still, in my opinion, one of the, most popular LPs that you guys did. So what brought you guys to the decision to bring it back and do the whole album in its entirety on this run?
Well, we had just released the anniversary CD, you know what I'm saying? And we what was it? Like maybe like 4 years ago or something like that, on Juggalo Day, we performed Riddlebox in its entirety on Juggalo Day at a very small venue in Detroit called St. Andrews Hall.
Right.
And just make it more intimate and cool, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what we're doing with this whole tour. We're doing like real small places everywhere, just so like the intimacy's there with it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it got over so well doing that whole record front to back, So when we had put out the anniversary CD remastered and all that for Riddlebox, we were like, we need to take this on the road, because like there's a lot of people that probably want to see this, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And, and it went over so well when we did it on Juggalo Day, it was just like, because we just did it front to back, the record, you know what I'm saying? It's verbatim, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool as shit, everybody knew the skits, everything, so we were like, wow, this is that we're definitely onto something doing this, it's something that we think everybody wants to see, and it was fun as hell performing, you know what I'm saying? So like it was a win-win situation, and we're like, why not just take this everywhere, and do this everywhere?
Well,
so Juggalo to come out, they can just have a really, really good time with this,
And I mean, I saw clips of it, that performance on YouTube, and I'm sitting there going, wow, man, this is great, you know. I mean, and then lo and behold, you guys are doing it, you know, in its entirety out on the road, which brings me to
Yeah.
the next one, which was, now your tour kicks off May 5th, right here in Syracuse, actually. And
Yep.
outside of, other than, you know, that, you know, Riddlebox being performed in its entirety, I mean, what else can, you know, hardcore fans expect on this tour?
I mean, you know, just the same stage annex and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even elevate a little bit more because, like, you know, the show maybe is not as fast paced as we usually do because, like, you know, skits in between songs and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's another reason why we're doing such small venues and stuff. But, you know, hopefully, like, there'll be a whole lot more crowd participation than usually is. I mean, I'm not saying there should be or will be, but perhaps like more kids will be getting up on stage diving and stuff because, you know, it won't be some crazy big ass barricade 8 feet from the stage with a bunch of thick neck security guys. You know what I'm saying? So just maybe, I'm not saying they should or anybody should, but just perhaps that might happen.
So, yeah, definitely it might be like, it wouldn't be like out of the ordinary. It'd be almost like, you know, if you guys are up to it, go for it, right?
I didn't say that, you did.
Oh yeah,
but,
absolutely, you're right.
but the whole thing is, you know, like back in the day before, like, you know, before like we were playing like way bigger places with these far away barricades and the crazy amount of security, like our shows used to be like so like interactive with more interactive with the crowd, you know, and they would just be nuts, our shows, you know what I'm saying? Like we barely get out alive every night, you know, and we're trying to bring back a little bit of that element, you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm not saying our shows have tamed down, but like the kind of like the security and barricade, just the aspect of, you know, just crazy insurance and other venues, you know, because we've been around for a long time, they know what to expect. So like, you know, they try to put a clamp on that, even though it still does happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they try to like, you know, put a lid on that as much as they can, you know. But you know, with these smaller venues and taking it back to a time when it was like that, doing the Riddlebox, you know, it might like just, you know, spark something for people that wouldn't normally spark it just an open show, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, you had brought up, you know, because, you know, you guys have been performing, you know, for a long time, you know, especially you and Val and Jay have been together for well over 25 years, which is, you know, by today's standard, that's a long damn time, you know. And
yeah, no doubt. Hey, yeah, you know what? I think like the big reason is we don't have like a big ass band or nothing like that. It's me and him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're best friends. We always have been, you know what I'm saying? So any differences we have, we just talk them out within like a fucking half hour, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like Metallica where you got like, you know,
therapy.
5, 6 guys that are constantly butting heads, end up hating each other and splitting up, or you got to all ride separately and, you know, all this and that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we don't have those issues, you know what I'm saying? Because
nice.
It's just two guys that fucking grew up together and are down by law, you know what I'm saying? It's more brothers than friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because what I was getting at was, I mean, you already answered it, which is, what do you think would be, is why you guys had such a long, successful career together, but you pretty much got that covered.
Yeah, no doubt, you know. Is you know, we just know each other so well. We know how to interact off each other. We in the studio and off stage. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's a good match. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, one thing I always notice. I mean, I first got into you guys when I was living in Miami in 1999, and you know, a buddy of mine's the one who introduced me to you guys' music, and then from then I got hooked. And one thing I have to say, though, just even from my perspective, is that your hardcore fans, the Juggalos, Juggalettes, and the family are some of your most dedicated to you guys that I've ever seen. I mean, why do you, in your opinion, you think we're so loyal? You know?
You know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like, I do know that our music touches certain people to the core. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like just doing in stores and meet and greets and stuff. You know, it just stories that people tell us, how we saved their life. And this is like every day we're doing these, you know what I'm saying? Or like help them through some serious times and all that, you know. It's amazing, you know what I'm saying? Just like tattoos people got and stuff like that, you know. And we're not one of these groups that are just like, yo, you know, if we weren't for our fans, we wouldn't be nothing, and that's that, you know what I'm saying? Because like we are the same people as our fans. You know what I'm saying? We don't put ourselves up on a pedestal. We don't. You know what I'm saying? You'll see me shopping at the fucking grocery store, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you you know, we're just as real as the people that listen to our music. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a connection that no other band has figured out because, you know, and we don't even do it on purpose. That's just how it is. But that's why other bands can't figure out why, like, you know, Juggalos are so fucking loyal to what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because like, we are the same fucking people. We came from the same fucking place. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like we were Juggalos before we started rapping. We just called ourselves Flubes. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to Juggalos. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we've been that. We still are that. You know? And I think that's where the real connection is at. You know? And it's like, you know, I'll go to the gathering. I'll fucking hang out in somebody's fucking little camp and cook hot dogs with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck.
No,
you know, it's just, you know, we don't put ourselves on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the same. We're Juggalos as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, you one thing I was gonna say. I mean, you know, you're speaking of tattoos. I mean, in my opinion, you know, it's like every tattoo has a story. What's one of your favorite tattoo stories? You know, based on the tattoo that you have.
That I have?
Yeah.
I gotta. Well, I broke the first cardinal rule of tattoos. I had my ex-wife's name tattooed on the inside of my bicep.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. Yeah, I suckered out. You know what I'm saying? I was a bitch for a minute. You know, everybody turns into a bitch for a minute when they're like, you know, in that situation. But you know, after I got divorced and I was like engaged to my wife now. You know, she's just like, you know, before we get married, you gotta do something about that. I was like, all right, word. So I got a big black silhouette of a dog taking a shit.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna get that tattoo anyhow, but it was a perfect place for it.
Makes sense, given.
Yeah, so it was just a really good place for it. You know what I'm saying? That has a lot of meaning to me.
All right. I mean, other than that, I mean, do you have any shout outs or anything you want to say to the fans before I let you go here? Because I know you got a lot of preparations, you know, for the 5th coming up.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, man. Syracuse, get ready. It's the kickoff show. You know what I'm saying? We're coming strictly to fucking have fun. You know what I'm saying? Turn everybody out as hard as we can. You know what I'm saying? That we're gonna be up there and we're gonna go until we're basically shy of passing out. You know what I'm saying? That's our goal. So everybody strap your weight down because if I get blew back, it ain't strapped down properly.
All right, Syracuse Music Collective, Shaggy 2 Dope. Everybody, see you guys on Thursday the 5th. Peace.
Yes, sir.